Hey guys, this is Tony with Geek Designs. Today I'm back with another graphic design video. Today I want to talk about what is a good laptop for graphic design, what do you need to look for a laptop for graphic design, and give you some options of recommendations for a laptop for graphic design. Remember, design videos come out Mondays, so get subscribed for that if you haven't already. Let's just jump into the topic. So what do you need when you're looking for a laptop for graphic design? Well, let me get this first thing out of the way. You don't need a MacBook. MacBooks used to be the gold standard, and for some people they still are. But it's not a necessity for graphic design. This is old rumor, I don't know what you call it, but old thought that you needed a MacBook to do graphic design. They're beautiful machines, but they're overpriced. And they're having thermal issues, with their processors and stuff. And that's just going to hurt you down the road. But if you like Mac OS and that's your operating system, go ahead, use it. They're good machines. My only comment for MacBooks is don't get a MacBook. Start at an Air or the cheapest MacBook Pro. The MacBook itself is a trash machine. It should not exist. But Windows machines are a lot better now. They're better than they ever were. And there's a good amount of them out there. You can get plenty of them that, are decent price and you get a good quality. But what should you be looking for in a machine? Well, you need a good processor, good RAM, fast storage, and a good screen. Those four things are what's going to make or break a laptop for you. My priority every time I look for a laptop is a good processor, a good amount of RAM, and fast storage. A good screen is helpful, but I can always get a monitor later on down the road. So what kind of specs are you looking for? For processor wise, I would suggest nothing lower than an Intel i5 or an AMD Ryzen 5. This is kind of your baseline that you should start out with. An i3 you could get by with, but you're going to hit roadblocks eventually. So get an i5 to start out with or a Ryzen 5. AMD Ryzen CPUs are so cheap now, or they're cheap already, but they're coming into laptops and they're making the laptop market cheaper to get a good machine now. RAM wise, you need at least 8 gigs of RAM, if not higher. The only thing is though, if you want to save a couple bucks, you can get a computer with 4 gigs RAM and later on down the road upgrade it to 8. Or do vice versa, 8 gigs RAM and 16. Just make sure when laptop you look at, it has upgradable RAM. Some now are being soldered to the board, which is making it harder for us to upgrade down the road. Storage, SSD all the way. If can, M.2. And then you just need your capacity. 250 is usually a good starting point to get you your foot wet, but 500 to a terabyte gives you enough room if you need a lot of files on storage. Monitor, as close as you can get to the Adobe RGB calibration, the better. But you can get a good monitor for relatively cheap also. There's something else I want to talk about when we're talking about specs and just general overviews, and that's a graphics card. If you can get one that's not integrated graphics but has its own separated graphics card, get it. I would recommend, you don't need much, just something to help out with maybe some heavier workloads. So I'm thinking, an NVIDIA 1050 Ti, even a 1060. Anything above that's just overkill. But 1050 Ti, I'm trying to remember what AMD had at that time. I think they have the 560s or maybe the Vegas are out now. But if you see something with an AMD 560, 460 or Vega, you should be good. I just can't remember what they've put in their laptops recently. So now we're going to go through a couple different options. I'm going to go through budget, mid-range, high-end. That's kind of my breakdown for you guys. I'll kind of go through some pros and cons of what you're going to see in each category, give you some suggestions in those price brackets, and also in this video, in the description, any laptops I talk about will be down in the description down below. Those are affiliate links that help out the channel, so if you want to help out the channel and get a laptop at the same time, that'll at least get you starting looking for a laptop that you might want. But let's just jump into it. So let's talk budget laptops. This category, you're going to have to make the most compromises. This is going to be sub $500. This price range, you're going to have to make some serious compromises. You might have to, put some stuff outside and say, okay, I can only get so much RAM. I can only get so much storage. Or I can't get fast storage. I can upgrade those things down the road if I need to. I couldn't find any good laptops really for this price range. I did find one. It is an Asus VivoBook, and I'll put a picture somewhere over here of it. It's got decent specs, and I think it'll be a good starter laptop for you guys. It's a little bit above the budget, about five and some change, but it's a good starter laptop, and that's all you need. Also, this category, you might want to start looking at used laptops or secondhand laptops. You can find some of these that are pretty good. I recommend looking at used ThinkPads. ThinkPads are laptops that I started with. They're pretty much tanks. They're business grade laptops. They're built to last a while. They're water resistant, drip resistant, and they're pretty good laptops. See if you can find any of those used and maybe a little bit older model, and you'll be right in this price range. Now we're getting into the mid-range. This is about $600 to $800 to $900-ish range. This is, you're going to make less compromises, and you might actually get a decent laptop for this price. This is probably the sweet spot where you're getting good performance, you're getting good quality build, but you're not overcharging for design. And you can actually get some really nice looking laptops for this price range. Like you can get a first gen Surface Book. Surface laptop. Sorry, not the Surface Book. Surface line gets a little confusing. For about $700 to $600, depending on what amount of RAM you get, and they're pretty good looking laptops. Like they look like a MacBook. The only downside is they're limited on ports, but that can be solved with dongles. Everything now can be solved with dongles. Another good option, is a Dell Inspiron, a 13-inch, maybe a 15-inch, depending on what you can find. I got a 13-inch in here, but it's got an i7, which is the highest Intel you can have, besides the i9, which I don't think is coming to laptops or has come to laptops. I can't remember, but it's a good computer. You'll have a good amount of power and flexibility. It's convertible, which some people might like. I haven't really personally used a convertible, but some people like it, some people don't. It might be good use for presentation modes when you're presenting with clients and such. Also, I found an Acer Aspire, get my computer names mixed up. It's 15-inch, good size, good specs. So these are some options you might want to look at. These are 3 really good mid-range laptops that you could use and, actually have some power ready to go out of the box. You can hit the ground running and get going. And in this category, the high end, this is for the baller designers. This is for the designers that don't care about the price, just want a good looking laptop, and B, a solid machine. You can get an Acer Predator Helios 300, which is a gaming laptop, but has balls to the wall specs that'll help you do great work. This is where also your MacBook Pros are. This is where your Surface Books are. Pretty much at this price, you only have to worry about where's your budget lie. Because at this point, you've got all the specs, you've got good design, and majority of these things have great screens and great hardware. I'll list a couple down in the comments down below. The Razer Book, that's also great. The Razer Blade 13. There's just so many good laptops at this price range that I can't list them all, but those are probably the 4 that I'd say. Razer Blade, Acer Predator Helios 300, Surface Book, MacBook Pro. And those are probably the best high-end laptops that you could buy right now. But guys, that's going to wrap up this video. Honestly, at the mid to high-end range, you have so much wiggle room to find a good machine for you that I think that should be your sweet spot. But honestly, any of these laptops that you pick that you find out that's in that price range, you should be good to have a solid laptop that's going to get you started or have a mobile machine. I hope you guys learned something. I hope you got something out of this. Leave a comment down there below what laptop you're using right now. And if you got any questions about computers or laptops for graphic design, I'll get down there and help you. Remember, design videos come out Mondays, so get subscribed for that if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.